Hello and welcome to Postal Flight Academy. Today we are going to be talking about creating omni-channel campaigns, and specifically we'll get into the nuts and bolts of creating tactics for these campaigns. So today you will learn how to draw up your campaign plan, how to socialize these tactics to your group, and then of course we'll be giving some examples of tactics. So when you're drawing up your plan, there's really two factors to consider. First is channels. You want to make sure you have a mix of both passive and active channels. So passive channels, think display advertisements, ads on a subway, something that is easily sort of ignored or looked over. Then you also want to have active channels. This would be like SDR outreach, sales rep outreach, cold calls, something that's a little bit more in your face. And the best campaigns really span several channels, and they rotate touches between those channels, ensuring that you are meeting prospects where they are. You should also take into account historical data in your industry and your buyer persona, right? So you might have data that certain channels work better with your persona or industry specifically. Maybe they're on LinkedIn, maybe they're reading certain newsletters. So you should take that into account when you're planning out your channels. Next is messaging. Once you've chosen where you're going to serve this, you want to see what you want to say. The worst thing that can happen is that marketing team sits in a silo, comes up with messaging, and just assumes it will resonate with your prospective customers. You should really tap into your full revenue team, your customer marketing team, your customer success team, your sales team, people that are talking to customers and prospects on a daily basis about their pain points, and use rhetoric and words that you know the customers are using themselves. That will really pique their interest. Then, of course, use as many stats and testimonials as possible. People love seeing customer proof. And then lastly, remain consistent across channels. That's the whole point of an omni-channel campaign, that you're really creating an immersive experience as prospects are moving from channel to channel. After you've chosen your channels and your messaging, you want to create a timeline with clear roles and responsibilities. So you might decide you want sales outreach at the beginning of the campaign, and then maybe halfway through, you want someone from your exec team to reach out. You're going to send a direct mail piece in week 2 of your campaign, and you're going to be serving display ads all throughout. You really want to map this out so that everyone knows when each element of your campaign is happening. Next up, I promised some examples. This is one example of a tactic, and this is where Postal comes in. You can work with our marketplace team or our paper plane team to create a really bespoke custom gift. In this case, we did these little Brigadero chocolates, and we included a special note card that had a tie-in to chocolate, proving ROI is pretty sweet, a fun little pun there. And then we also included some value props for Postal, and then probably most importantly, a QR code that brought people to our website and a landing page, which of course is another tactic example I wanted to show you. And the messaging, of course, spans from the direct mail piece to the landing page, similar colors, similar messaging. And another way that you can get to the landing page is through our display advertising. So we talked about having all sorts of different channels, passive and active. You want to make sure that you're surrounding these people with display ads as well. So you can see some examples here from a campaign that we ran a couple summers ago. And then another tactic that we typically run here at Postal is having extensive AE and SDR outreach. So here's a picture of our outreach campaign. We had several days, several different touches between emails, phone calls, LinkedIn requests, LinkedIn comments, and all of the messaging really remained consistent between this and the display ads and the direct mail. So it all referenced our value, our ROI, our pricing structure, since these were the main themes of the campaign. And here's an example of our timeline. I mentioned the importance of creating a really clear timeline. So we had, like I said, about a month or two over the summer that we wanted this all to happen in. So we mapped out exactly what days each tactic would happen. We started with exec outreach. We had our CRO and our CEO reach out to certain members of the accounts we were going after, and then started the SDR and the AE-led sequencing. So they started emailing and calling, and then I think it was on the second week is when our direct mail piece got sent. All the while we're serving them ads pointing to the same landing page that they're going to get to from the direct mail piece, from the emails. As you can see here, there's a lot of consistency across the board. And then last step, which is maybe the most important, is socializing these tactics and this timeline to your sales team and to your marketing team, anyone who you're going to be asked to participate in this campaign. So here's me on a Zoom presenting the timeline to everyone. As you can see, they're all extremely rapturous and paying attention. But it's super important to get them all on board and to know, okay, if I'm sending an email in the second week, they haven't received the direct mail gift, but maybe if I'm making a phone call in the third week, they've already received the gift, I can ask them about it, ask them about their experience. So this is an important key step. That's all I have for you today on how to create tactics in an omnichannel campaign. Definitely tune into our next video in this series where you'll learn all about how to measure omnichannel campaigns. Thanks, everyone.